Well, today we're going into the wilderness. Well, welcome back to our next adventure. Today I'm going to Bend, Oregon, a place that I've been to quite a few times, but never had the time to really take in the area and the amazing scenery there. Well, take a look at that. It's a truck carrying gold. Well, I mean, gasoline. Well, the prices nowadays, it could be gold. Also, my windshield is still very filthy. I took the car through a car wash, but I think it missed the entire windshield. So, sorry for all the random bug splats. Okay, never mind. We are not going to Bend after all. Actually, I went to Bend and I'm leaving Bend already, but you didn't come along with me because I ran out of time. I was really hoping to get some really cool shots and footage of stuff over there that I had been planning for the last couple of days, and no time, unfortunately, but we will be back for sure. So in that case, decided to kind of change the pace a little bit, and since I have a 3 hour and 2 minute drive left back home, I was thinking, instead of doing a walk and talk, why don't I do a drive and talk? I don't think I've done one of those before. I have plenty of time and nothing else to do, so why not? My goal was to go out there and get some cool footage of some things I had planned for the last couple of weeks. There's some really cool, unique, and hidden spots near and around Bend that I wanted to take you along and show you. But don't worry, I will be back for sure on a day that I do nothing but make the video. That way I have plenty of time. Maybe I'll bring my boys with me and we'll do like a little overnight adventure as well. That might be fun. They would probably love that. Some of these mountain ranges just are amazing, and you look over here and look at the snow on the mountains over there. It's just so incredible. So plans, updates. Yes, I'm making more videos back on here. I know for a while I took a little break. Life got a little busy. Try not to make that as an excuse from now on, because even with busy life, there's probably some cool things that I could be documented that you might enjoy. So I am going to try my best to not have those busy moments where I can't bring the camera. I'll make sure to bring the camera even when I'm busy. In October, we are bringing back our popular haunted house that we reopened just this last year again, and excited for that for sure. There's lots of moving pieces that have to all be figured out and put together, but we have 1 year under our belt, which means this year can only go smoother, fingers crossed. My dad and I started doing a haunted house in our house in California years ago in the early 90s. And basically we converted our garage, our family house garage, into this haunted house that attracted the entire city and people from around the city as well. We got so popular after 7 years of being open that it became like a family tradition that we would have tour buses full of senior citizens trying to go down this one-way street and basically get clogged in the middle. And of course, it's a neighborhood, so there's neighbors next door all around. They were understanding. They were very, very kind for, what we were doing in their neighborhood. The city finally found out how much traffic was being affected, and they were also being very nice. They said, you know what, you guys had a good run. You've gotten a little too big. Maybe it's time to look for some commercial space and do it there instead of in your house. And we didn't know any better. We just basically hadn't done that anywhere else but in our house. So we just shut down, never opened again there. And so for about 7 years, there was no haunted house at all. We didn't do anything. And then flash forward in 2004, I discovered this building at the local mall. It was an old movie theater building, and in the front of it, just like Spirit Halloween takes over buildings, this building was being occupied by a Halloween store, more of a mom and pop Halloween store. Every year they would basically take up the front, but the back of the building wasn't being used for anything. So I approached the mall management and said, hey, we have this haunted house idea that we've ran for years in our garage. I didn't mention garage. I made it seem like we were this huge operation. And
told them that it would be a great fit to be in that building. And they said, you know what, actually in the back of the building, there's a door, and that leads to all the movie theaters that are still in there. Because the Halloween store only took up the front like concessions area and lobby, but not the entire store. So they gave us the space, which was one of the movie theater rooms themselves. And we did the tour, and in that building, they still had all the original chairs. The movie screen was still there. The curtains were on the walls. Everything was there. Well, they basically ended up taking all those chairs out for us. All the movie theater seats were all removed. They made the building all perfect for us. The only issue was there's a slight slant going all the way down to the screen. So basically, our very first year building a professional haunted house, we had to build it on a slant all the way down. We never had built one on really flat grounds with these particular theater walls. And so it was such a mind bending question of how are we going to do this? Well, it all worked out. It all worked out fine. And the coolest thing was that when people would walk in the attractions, because the floor was so tilted, they said they almost felt like one of those mystery shacks where you go on those roadside attractions where it feels like the whole shack is sideways and the balls go uphill and the water travels the wrong direction. So it gave it that feeling. And people were actually throwing up in this attraction because they're so disoriented. So in a way, it was a win-win because it made everything so much more eerie than it really was. But we do think that movie theater building was actually haunted. Since then, it's been torn down. And in the same footprint, they built another building that looks just like the original one. And it houses a 24-hour fitness, which I have a membership to. The next time I'm in the area, I want to swing in there and see if it brings back any vibes. Even though it's a new building, just being in the same area where that haunted house once was, I think it's going to be really cool to check that out. That is the coming future this October. Back to being busy with that Halloween season. Can't wait for it. Really look forward to that. In the meantime, we have a couple other summer projects that we work on. A couple of concession stands at some festivals and fairs that we always love to do. It's like one of those things that it's summertime when everybody's going to festivals and carnivals and fairgrounds to enjoy the county fair. So I am absolutely looking forward to that as well. The weather here has been changing. It's definitely feels more like spring. It looks like spring. It's getting warmer today. Even in this area here, it's 79 degrees, if you can see that, which means we are on the other side of the weather. No more cold, icy mornings like we had. Now it's more of a kind of settling down a little bit. So that's always positive. Then talking about my channel, that's something that I absolutely enjoy doing. I enjoy taking you along on these adventures because I always feel like I could have been doing this for years now and documenting the crazy things that happen. There's been so much, and it's sad that none of it was ever captured. But moving forward, that is my ultimate goal, is to, no matter how busy I am, is to always be filming, because you never know what's going to be fun to watch again. And even if it's not for anyone, if it's just for myself, that's cool, because I can look back and see all these things that I've done over the years and bring back all those memories. But I do have quite the list on my phone of places that I plan to go visit. There are some very unique angles that I want to approach with some of my videos that I don't think anybody has done yet before. And these are small, intricate things that really interest me. And my other one is I'm 100% obsessed with anything to do with Disney or Disneyland, Disneyland in particular. And with my Halloween business, as I was growing the business, one of my biggest inspirations was to see how they do things at Disney. How do they keep their crowds in control? How do they design their queue lines and their entertainment for people so they're not bored when they're in line? All these things really played a big factor in our Halloween events. So I did anything I could to gather information from the Disney parks to be able to then use at the Halloween events. And so over the years, I've gained this great this great viewpoint on the inner workings of the Disney parks. Knowing that I have a very big interest for Disney and Disneyland, one of my other goals here is to basically go around and document some things that are related to Disney in one way or the other in and around the states that I live. And that might take an adventure over to California as well. I mean, I grew up in California, so there's no reason why I can't go there. I think that'd be a fun thing as well. But everybody's kind of focusing on Disneyland in California, but not really focusing on outside of California. There's other things that happen. There's other things that are related. And I have a whole list of those that I can't wait to go and document and share with you, because I think it's going to be fun for not only you, hopefully, but for me, because I'm going to be there in person, seeing the stuff and being in awe that I'm actually there. So the goal of this channel is to kind of have a division of different playlists, and each division, if you look at it now, it's kind of a well, there's one of basically adventures or hidden places, and then I have another place for just some updates where I'll do these walk and talks, or in this case the drive and talk, just kind of giving you an update of where my mind's at, how I've been brainstorming things, and what I plan to do and where I plan to take you along. I plan to kind of add one for maybe those movie filming locations, another playlist for that, or keep that in the hidden gems type playlist, and the other one for anything that's related with Disney or Disney parks. That would be something that it might have its own playlist as well, because I think it's kind of like a unique niche there as well. But that is the plan, and the biggest thing is I don't want to go dormant on this channel and not have anything for months like I did this last time. And it wasn't that I didn't have things to film, it was just that I didn't even grab the camera bag. Life was so busy, I was in the go with things as they were, and couldn't even imagine having to film, let alone edit the video afterwards during those busy times. And speaking of busy times, the Halloween event is the busiest. I didn't document a single thing this last year because it was the first year at that location, and I was so incredibly busy trying to get that thing open on time and dialed in. But that will not be the case for this year. I will at least do update videos along while we do the entire build process, because it is really fun. It's a lot of work, but it's fun, and I think it's going to be a lot of visuals to see. There's a lot of drama behind the scenes, which hopefully there's zero this year, because it should be a drama-free zone, but there always is, and it's part of the game, it's part of the business. You ask anybody who's been in the Halloween business, running a haunted house attraction like this, and you will clearly see that there are things. And take a look at this in front of me. There's one of these farm vehicles right there that has the big gap underneath it. It seems like cars don't really have to pass the car, pass up that tractor thing. They can just go like straight under it. But do you live in a town where there are things like this? Like I was saying, lots of plans for the future, not only in my life, but also on this channel, which is little snippets of my life, which is kind of a fun thing to have out there. And if you have any ideas or suggestions of things that you want me to document in and around my area, I live in Washington, but I'm pretty close to Oregon and not too far from Idaho, and just a little drive from Montana. All those areas I've been to, and I plan to go back to many more times. But if you have any ideas or suggestions of things that are interesting in that town, maybe you live in one of those states and you know of some cool things, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to check them out and get some inspirational ideas of things that you might know that I might not know. Until then, until next time, I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to bringing you some more adventures here pretty soon. Oh, before I leave, don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps a ton, and it helps me know that you like this kind of stuff. All right, see ya.